Let me go to Steve Kornacki. He's talking through all of it with us. Start in New Jersey, Steve, with Rebecca Bennett here.
Yeah, I mean, look, it sets the stage. It's not a surprising outcome, but this is the backdrop here. This is what the district looked like in the 2024 presidential election. Donald Trump won this by just 1 point. Tom Kean Jr., as you said, renominated tonight. He only won it by a few points in 2024. And in the governor's race in New Jersey last year, the Democratic candidate Mikey Sherrill carried this district. So this is the definition of a swing district here. Democrats, I think most of the party leaders had endorsed Bennett. I think they got the candidate they wanted. And this is a district we're going to be talking a lot about.
What's also been interesting here, Steve, and you've been covering the Republican in the race, too. Bennett has not made an issue of whatever medical issue that Tom Kean says he's been out dealing with. He has a statement out just today, basically, saying he's going to return to in-person work soon. But this really sets up some interesting dynamics when you talk about what's going to happen over the next 5 months.
It's a total mystery here. Yeah. I mean, you talk to folks in both parties. They're not quite sure what's going on. So Kean is promising, he said in that statement today, clarity in the next few weeks, a return to public in the next few weeks. You know, I think certainly Democrats are waiting to see what happens, but Republicans are, too, because this is a district that's vital to both parties.
We had been watching, as I'm sure tons of people have been, I know, your live stream, where you were talking about the 12th district in New Jersey as well. This was an interesting one. We have a projected winner in this race in Dr. Adam Hamouie. Interesting race on this side. You had 8 Democrats, super blue. Israel was a factor, and support for and against in this race, too.
This race got national attention. A flood of outside money came in on behalf of Hamouie in this race. A new pro-Palestine super PAC backed him. There had been controversy in the final weeks of this campaign, really throughout this campaign, honestly, about Hamouie and his ties to Sheikh Omar Abdul Rahman. He had testified at his terrorism trial back in 1995. Some of his opponents tried to make an issue out of this. This is a very splintered field right here, but Hamouie, it's not a huge share of the vote, but it's certainly more than enough tonight.
Okay, so we've talked to New Jersey. We're also looking at Iowa. We've had numbers come in, and I would tell you the thing that I'm so interested in is what's going on in this Senate race here. We called the race, projected it for Josh Turek here. Moderate from a rural district, somebody who represents Council Bluffs, won by 6 votes in 2022, and he ran in a district that is super red. It's gone Republican since '68, basically, in the presidential.
This was a really interesting choice for Democrats between these two candidates because they're both state legislators. And as you mentioned, Turek represents a district that went for Donald Trump. There's no Democrat in the Iowa state legislature who represents a more pro-Trump district than Turek, his opponent, Walz. There's no Democrat in the Iowa state legislature who represents a more anti-Trump district than Walz. It's the most liberal district in the state. In fact, it just lit up right here. This is the only county where Walz is leading tonight. It's his home county, Johnson County. You can see there, it's no match for what Turek got. But Democrats, Turek had been making the electability argument based on that contrast I just said. Yeah. And clearly Democratic voters in Iowa bought into that.
And we're going to talk about this more, too, this idea. And this is going to be a theme throughout the night of what kind of a fighter, when you talk to Democrats, do they want to be putting up when it comes to these midterms in this really existential fight to take control of the House of Representatives, potentially the Senate with this race? Democrats need to win in a state like this if they have any hopes of flipping the Senate.
They don't just need to win in a state like this. They need to win in 2 states like this, and specifically states that Donald Trump carried in landslides by more than 10 points. If you look at the path, if it exists for Democrats to get a Senate majority, they got to defend places like Georgia and Michigan. They got to win Maine. Certainly no guarantee based on what you're seeing in the last few days there. They got to win North Carolina. But after that, they got to win 2 of Iowa, Ohio, Texas, or Alaska, all states that Trump carried by double digits.
And we should say that on the Republican side of this race, we've also projected the winner. We mentioned it, and that's Congresswoman Ashley Hinson.
Yeah, no surprise here. This was seen as nominal opposition for her, so it's sort of a show of strength here for Congresswoman Ashley Hinson. And again, this is just, she goes into this, certainly, the sort of burden is on Democrats to prove that something is going to be different than this.
What are you looking for next? We got another, I'm looking at the clock here, 55 minutes, I think, until polls close in California. But for the stuff that's already come in, what's outstanding for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I do think we're starting to look here at, we're starting to look here at California. What I did also want to show you was this Iowa governor's race, because you put it up on the screen. It's just an interesting situation right here. Put that back up here. It's an interesting situation because you've got Feenstra, the congressman with a late Trump endorsement. You've got Zach Lyon, who's been sort of pitching himself as the Trump populist candidate. You've also got this. So they call it a 35% rule. That's here. Right. So it's not just who finishes first tonight. You got to break 35%. And in Iowa, if you don't break 35%, it's not a runoff. It's a state convention that will decide this race. So there's clear separation now between those two and the rest of the field. Who's going to finish first? And is that candidate going to clear 35%?
And on the Democratic side, you have this guy, Rob Sand. He's somebody who holds state office now. He's widely considered to be a good fundraiser in a state that, yes, has a Republican governor in Kim Reynolds. 49% disapproval rating, Steve. Broadly unpopular. I think the least popular governor in the country, except for Alaska's governor, which he ties for.
Yeah, no, Reynolds choosing not to run for re-election here. Democrats saying here's somebody who has managed to win statewide before. So again, this sort of in line with what they're thinking there on the Senate race. They're looking at a state Trump carried by double digits, and they're hoping that there's a different atmosphere in the midterm, a different political atmosphere. You see Trump's approval rating nationally, and they are hoping that there are some state-specific factors here in Iowa as well.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.